Hey everyone. Today I am going to be doing my part two of talking about America's Next Top Model makeovers. This part will be I'll be talking about cycle 13 to cycle 24. Like I said in the last video, I have not watched cycle 24. Um, I started the first episode, but I haven't went back. But yeah, so I'm gonna be talking about cycle 13 to 24. Again, like I'm only gonna be talking about ones that I really want to talk about. I'm not gonna be talking about every single makeover. Um, some of them don't have cycle 18 did not have any promo photos, so I don't have photos for that for like before for that one. Um, but what else is another thing? I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Again, like I said before, some of these makeovers may not work for modeling, but I still like. There's some in here that I am passionate about, like I was in some of the ones in the first one. But let's get started. So for cycle 13, the first one we're talking about is Erin. She, I think, was one of the best models this cycle. She should have been top two instead of Laura. And it's not because I don't like Laura. I like Laura, especially her personality. I think she was cool, but I think that Erin was a better model than her. I think Erin should have been top two, but Erin started off the competition with brown hair, about a medium brown, and then she went to platinum blonde with with blonde eyebrows. And this is my favorite brown to blonde transformation. 100%. Hands down, this is the best one. I think that this one was true elevation from not pedestrian. I've seen some people use that in the ANTM subreddit. I don't even know if that's I don't even know what that necessarily means, but like taking it from a regular girl to like going up to being more chic and like high fashion, love it. I literally love this transformation so much, and I love this makeover photo. This is my favorite makeover photo shoot. I love the styling for this one, and I love this makeover photo. This is one of the best. It's so good. I love this makeover. I really think it elevated Erin a lot. The next one is Brittany, and this is the opposite. This is blonde to brown. She had like a dirty blonde hair. She had dirty blonde hair, and she went to dark brown. And I love this transformation too. I definitely do think this. It really, I think, do think the brown fits Brittany more. I remember she was one of the girls that was kind of criticized for being too hoochie because in the first photo shoot, because they did their makeovers before they did their first photo shoot. And so in the first photo shoot, it was supposed to be like them recreating their like childhood photos of them. And for Brittany, it was a photo of her on a bench when she was little eating like I think it was a honeysuckle. Damn it, what the fuck are they called? Those those candies where it's like a tube and it has powder in it. It was that, and she was doing the photo shoot and they were saying that she was being too sexy with it because she said that her hair made being darker made her feel more sexy and stuff, and they were just basically saying that you're doing too much, you need to chill out, you need to calm down. But this worked well though, I think, for the second photo shoot they did, which is where they were literally topless on a horse, which I first of all I love that photo shoot too. I think this season has some of the best photo shoots. um I'm definitely gonna do a video on some of my favorite photo shoots, and Cycle 13 will be mentioned. Okay, it definitely will. Cycle has very good photo shoots, but yeah, I think the brown was great. I think that was a great decision, honestly. Then we have Lulu. Okay, Lulu came into the competition with short hair, just with just short hair. It's like puffed up. It's like spiked up in this picture, but in one of the photos, 'cause they took like two, they took multiple promo photos. They took two. There was one where they were just in like a plain tank top and whatever, and in that photo, it was kind of like moved to the side and like that, and it actually looked really cute, honestly. But they gave her a makeover where they gave her blunt bangs and like a long like weave that's like right here, and I think it looks really good on her. This was a really good makeover. I think she could have rocked her natural hair though as just as well, but I think I really do like this makeover, and I like that the bangs aren't too close to her eyes. Like you can still see her eyes and stuff. Like because some of the bangs, like sometimes they put them too down because bangs I feel like can make the type of bangs that you have can make or break you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like some bangs can be too heavy, but I think these work for her. Okay, so to cycle 14, okay, this is my favorite blonde to brown transformation. So we have Reina. Reina has dirty blonde hair. And she said she had never dyed her hair before. Like I said before in my other video, she's a natural blonde, which I was surprised to find that out. Because then she gets this dark brown hair, and immediately, it's like immediately a transformation happened. Immediately, she's like more model esque, and it worked because she was in top 2 this season. And it's like I literally love this makeover so much. Also, she reminds me of Liz Gillies and Brooke Shields as well. I love this makeover. I think it immediately elevated her. It was a amazing choice to give her this dark brown hair, and she still to this day has dark brown hair, actually. So then Angelique, one of the most popular, known, most well known, another really popular contestant. She was in All Stars as well. Um, she she started off with just dark. I think I don't know if it's black. It's either black or dark brown. I can't remember. It's one of those. I can't really tell in this photo. I'm pretty sure it's just like black or dark brown, something like that. But then they give her a long like honey blonde, Beyonce honey 27 blonde. Well, Beyonce is a bleach blonde now, but the typical haircut that she used to have is that blonde with a long weave and with bangs. And I think this is a really good makeover. Um, I really really like this makeover a lot. I think that, contrary to popular belief, I don't think Anjali was that good of a model. And as much as I love her as a person, I love Anjali as a contestant. I love Anjali. She's someone that we get a lot of time to connect with, and she's the she's the only contestant that was on 3 different cycles because she tried out for cycle 12 initially, and then she came for cycle 14. Then she made it, and then she was an all stars. Um, but I do like that. But I do think this makeover did make her look more model esque. I guess I do think that it did elevate her. And then we have Jessica. This is another blonde to brown transformation. Jessica, dude, I remember when I first started hearing about Lily Reinhart when when Riverdale started to get popular, and I immediately thought that she looked just like Jessica from Cycle 14, and she does. Especially since Jessica used to be blonde. She started off with blonde hair, and then she went dark brown. I think it's great. I think this is a great one as well. Um, I think it definitely does make her look less. I don't know. Again, like less like basic. We have Ainsley. Ainsley came in with like curly brown hair. This is one of the worst promo photos ever from the show. I have to say that. She came up with long, like curly brown hair, and they gave her this short, like I don't know, like dirty blonde, golden blonde, like short do. A lot of people don't like her makeover, but I honestly don't know what else they could have done with her, to be honest, because she's very strong facial structure. Like she has very strong jaw. I understand that Tyra. It's been a while since I've seen this cycle. I think Tyra probably did want to give her short hair to show off her facial structure, which makes sense. And I honestly don't think it's a bad makeover, but I understand that it is Karen-esque. I get why people don't like it. Then we have Brenda. Okay, so this is one. Okay, this is one that really pisses me off. Okay, this is one that really pisses me off. This is one of the makeovers that really makes me mad. Okay, so we have Brenda. Brenda comes in with long red hair. She's a redhead, long, gorgeous red hair. And I think she was one girl that Tyra claimed was too sexy, was too naturally sexy, or something like that. I think so. I could have sworn when I watched the video I mentioned in my last video that I watched of her of someone ranking the makeovers. I think she mentioned that was something that Tyra said to her. I always thought the too sexy critiques were dumb when I was younger, and I honestly still kind of think they're dumb now. Um, this is such a travesty. It really is. She went from this long, gorgeous red hair to this short red hair, and she was eliminated for looking too old. It's almost like you guys. It's almost like it's y'all's fault. It's almost like she wouldn't have looked too old if you didn't give her this fuck ass cut. Okay, I don't know what the hell they were thinking. Okay, there's a picture, and this is another cycle where they got their makeovers before they did their first photo shoot. In the first photo shoot, it's this nude shoot where they had laid out like a bunch of clothes, and like accessories, and basically they had to model just that accessory, so they were nude. And in the photo shoot, she's modeling a bracelet, and she has this short like black bob, with the blunt bang, and that makeover, that hair looked better than her makeover. Me personally, I think they should have just given her maybe a long bob. I honestly think she was fine on her own. I honestly don't think she needed a makeover. But I think that if they wanted to give her something, I think they could have given her a long bob, maybe. I think they could have done that. This short haircut did not do her any justice, and I think it definitely brought her down in this competition. It's honestly so upsetting, like genuinely. I love this picture though. I really, really like this fucking bodysuit though. This bodysuit and these tights, I do think this is a great outfit. That's the only good thing about it. Anyways, Tatiana, which is funny enough about her. Her name is Tatiana and she's from Hawaii. And in Cycle 4, the Tatiana in Cycle 4 was also from Hawaii. Um, but anyways, Tatiana came in with dark brown hair. She has like these greenish, like blue, yeah, like greenish. She has green, like green eyes, and so her haircut definitely makes her eyes pop. But they give her, well, I think she was another one where Tyra said she reminded her too much of Angelina Jolie or something like that. And so she gave her blonde hair. This like, and similar to Angelique's blonde hair, but I think it's like it's a little bit lighter, and she looks good with it. But honestly, I think I kind of like her. I kind of like her original hair more. Honestly, um, so then I also like this outfit too in this photo. I actually really like this makeover photo. I also really like Raina's too. I forgot to mention that. I love Raina's makeover photo. Um, but yeah, I really really like this makeover photo too. I love this outfit. One piece with the tights and the I love that. Anyways, so cycle 15. Okay, so we have Chelsea. She comes in with just regular like blonde hair, and then she gets like bleach blonde. And this is a bleach blonde that actually does look bleach blonde. And but the thing is about Chelsea's makeover, she didn't just get the bleach blonde hair. She got the gap in her teeth widened, which is funny because in cycle 6, which contrary to popular belief, these cycles are actually more close together than you think. I actually don't see. I should have looked this up. I'll try to look up when cycle 6, how long ago cycle 6 was before cycle 15. But in cycle 6, the point is that in cycle 6, Danielle, the winner of that cycle, had a gap in her mouth, and they wanted to close her gap actually for her makeover, but she didn't want to do it. She only closed it a little bit, but she didn't want to fully close it, and I don't blame her. It's like her staple. And it's funny to me that they were against it and saying that entire was saying that it wasn't marketable, but then in cycle 15, she widens Chelsea's gap. Which is just ridiculous. You know what I mean? So then we have Kayla, and this is another really talked about makeover, which I understand why it's a great one. Kayla came in with this bleach blonde hair, which I think completely washes her out. I'm glad they changed it to this red, to this like burgundy red hair. I love this makeover. This is like one of the best. I love this makeover so much. It's so good. It immediately elevated her in the competition. I love it, and she made it. She made it top 4. She got eliminated with she was in a double elimination with Jane. So then Kendall was another one of the black girls that came in with just her natural, like probably shorter hair, and then got a long weave. And I think Kendall looks good with it. Kendall was one of those girls that had a lot of model potential, but like didn't know how to like really bring it. I don't pay much attention to Cycle 15. I think in general it's super lackluster because it was basically the Anne show. But and it's not that I don't like Anne. I liked Anne's personality. I liked her personality, and I think she was a good model. But it was just so obvious that she was gonna win. It, you know, but 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 I remember Kendall did have a lot of potential. They tried to fight for her to win, like kind of like Michaela in Cycle 16. How Michaela had a lot of potential. She had a lethal face card, absolutely lethal face card. She had a lot of potential, but she just couldn't. She couldn't get it. She couldn't get it together. Then we have Lexi. Lexi came in with blonde hair. It was like a dirty blonde, but then I hate the color grading on these promo photos for Cycle 15. I hate the color grading. It's so bad. And then they gave her brown hair, which I don't agree with. I think the blonde was fine. I honestly don't like the brown. I don't think the brown did anything for her, to be honest. Uh, we have Sarah. She came in with blonde hair. And this is a makeover that is talked about a lot, but a lot of people don't like this makeover, and I'm the exact opposite. She came in with blonde hair, and she was given dark brown hair and bleached eyebrows, and I absolutely love this makeover. Like I do. I loved it back then, and I still love it now. I love this makeover so much, and I just think it didn't work because Sarah didn't know how to work it. I don't think she knew how to work this makeover. I think that's what it is. She wasn't, that's why it didn't work out for her, because she was an early out. She got eliminated early. I just don't think she knew how to work it, and that's sad. She was, like, I saw someone say that she was a bad candidate for it, and I agree. I 100% think that she was. She was. She didn't know how to work this makeover. But I love it so much. I still love it. I still think it's great. I love a good bleach brow. I love good bleach brow. So then we have Tara. This is one that's talked about a lot because of the, not even because of the really the makeover itself, but because of what happened, the drama around it. Tara came in, it's seemingly with the same a similar haircut that she got, because she ended up getting like this short haircut, and she, because of how she reacted, allegedly it wasn't even because of the makeover itself. It wasn't because the hair was short. It was because of the way they did it that she didn't like, and so she like cried, and there was a lot of drama around it, and she got eliminated at the makeovers immediately because they didn't like her reaction. That's crazy. Imagine getting your haircut like that, and they're like, "Actually, we don't like your reaction, so you're eliminated." That's crazy. That's crazy. I can't even imagine what that felt like to go through all that, and they got their shot, they got their dramatic footage for the day, so they're like, "Actually, you're gone." That's insane. Then cycle 16, this is a makeover that's talked about a lot as well. Brittany, who was the winner of this cycle. She came in with long brown hair, and then she got a blunt bang with a bob. This is what I think, did I mention this last season with Celicia's makeover? I think I did mention this, where I said that Celicia should have got a makeover like this, where it was just a regular bump bang with a bob, and I think it looks great. It definitely elevated her to make her look a lot more model esque. She even had a second makeover later on at the very end of the show, where her and Molly got shorter haircuts, and she got a pixie cut. She got a really really cute pixie cut. I love that. I honestly wish that that was her original makeover. It looks so good, genuinely. So Molly's makeover is one that's also talked about a lot because it went horribly wrong. Her original makeover, she came in with like flat, clearly like thin blonde hair, and they wanted to give her more volume and make her hair more like wavy. They wanted to give her a weave that had to give her more volume to her hair, and it just went horribly wrong. Like it literally looked so horribly bad. It's actually crazy how bad it looked. um but then they got to a point where they were like, yeah, this isn't gonna work, so they just took it out. Then she went with her natural hair, and then later on, like I said, they cut it shorter. So cycle 18, this is one cycle where they didn't have promo photos for some reason. Well, they didn't have promo photos. They didn't have photos that showed the before the makeovers for some reason. They didn't have any. So for Laura had came in with brown hair. I'll try to find pictures of the hair before, but Laura came in with brown hair. It would look like it was very thick. It had like a crimp texture to it. I remember, and she had like a bandana. I remember that, and they gave her bleach blonde hair with red and blue extensions, and I really really like this makeover. It doesn't work with modeling, of course, but I still really like this makeover. And I think it worked especially for Laura, because Laura was very like eccentric. She took chances while posing. She took risks while she did poses and stuff, and I think it really worked for her. It definitely, she was the right person to get a makeover like this because she knew how to work it. Um then we have Alicia. Oh, also this season was Brits versus US. Basically, they brought in British models from Britain's Next Top Model to be in the show with these girls. Um, so the Alicia, she was one of the British models. She got a shaved head and like a weave on the side like that, and it looked really good. I like. It doesn't work for modeling, but I love it. I think she knew how to work it. It was great. Cycle 19. Okay, a lot of people don't like this makeover. A lot of people don't like this makeover, okay? And I understand why. I get it. Okay? Don't get me wrong. I get why people don't like it. Laura came in, she was the winner of this cycle. Laura came in with brown hair, with dark brown hair, and she's pretty tan as well. And then they gave her bleach blonde hair with bleached eyebrows. And I actually like this makeover. Like, and I get that it looks weird, especially outside a panel it did. But I actually really like this makeover. Like, I don't know what it is, but I really liked it, and I think Laura worked it pretty well. Like, honestly, I understand that her tan skin did kind of make it look kind of weird, especially since it wasn't, a lot of, like I said, a lot of the bleach blondes weren't really bleached, and or even if they started off bleached, they would become super brassy because they didn't know about upkeep and fucking purple shampoo, I guess. But I actually think it looked good, like low key. Darian came in with braids. This is a cycle where they brought in fan voting, which lasted to cycle 22. They brought in fan voting, and a lot of the fans didn't like Darian's braids. Feels racist to me, but what do I know? She came in with braids, and then she got this like long bob, this dark brown long bob, which I think is cute, but what's the problem with the braids? Cycle 20 is the start. This is cycle 20 to cycle 22. They had girls and boys. In this cycle, we have Jordan. Jordan was the winner. She came in with brown hair. I think it looked great on her. Honestly, I love this photo. This promo photo is so good. I love the style. I think it looks really good. I love the pose. And then she got blonde hair. I don't know if her hair was supposed to be bleach blonde. I don't think it was. It looks very yellow here. Maybe it wasn't. I don't think it was supposed to be bleach blonde. But I honestly don't really like it. I honestly think her original hair looked better. And I think that maybe if it was a lighter blonde, if it was actually bleach blonde, if she bleached her brows too, I think it would have looked way better that way. She was by far the best model that cycle. It wasn't even a question. Like you know what I mean? It wasn't even like no one could compare, honestly. There was like a couple male models that maybe could, so, like Corey. I liked Corey. I think he was pretty good. I'm talking about him next, by the way. Um but she was by far the best one that cycle. But Corey, like I said, comes in with like this short, like regular, like dark brown hair, and then he gets his head completely shaved, and I love this makeover. I completely elevated him. I know some people have hated on it, but I like it a lot, and I think it worked for Corey as well. Nina, love Nina. She came in. She was another girl with that like big eyed type of like that type of archetype of girl, and she had came in with blonde hair, but they gave her red hair, like with a bang, and it's like I think it was shoulder length. I love this makeover. I love this photo too. I really, really love this makeover picture, and I love the Adam and Eve style makeup photo shoot they had this cycle. I love this picture. She looks like an anime girl. I love it. Okay, Phil. This is another one that's talked about a lot. Phil came in with short hair and a beard. Um, they wanted him to have a Jesus style look, so they gave him this weave, and it looks so bad, man. It just it looked so bad. The leave out was too short, and it just looked terrible. I understand why they did it. It actually looks kind of fine in this photo. I understand what they wanted. I get it. I get it. But it didn't work. You know what I mean? Here we have cycle 21. Shy, this is another makeover that's talked about a lot. And this is one that doesn't work for modeling, but I still love it. Shy came in with dark brown hair, just regular dark brown hair, and she got half white, half black hair. Well, half bleach blonde, half black. Love this makeover. I It doesn't work for modeling, but I love this makeover. It was very ahead of its time. Cycle 21 came out in 2015. I'm pretty sure it was ahead of its time. It was very ahead of its time because back then you didn't see split dye hair that much, but until like maybe 2019, a lot more people started wearing split dye hair. So it was ahead of its time. It really, really was, and I love it. I loved it even back then when I watched this. I loved it. I thought it was great. A lot of people didn't like it though, and said, and there was a lot of people think that it's one of the worst makeovers. And yeah, it didn't work for modeling because Shy, I remember during Go season, what was in Japan or something, they were saying that they didn't like her hair because it was too edgy for their brand, which makes sense because when you're actually a model, you want to be more versatile. You want to have versatility with the way you look, obviously. But the makeover itself is great. So then you have Mariana. May she rest in peace. If you don't know, she passed away not too long after this cycle for Beard, actually. So may she rest in peace. But Mariana came in with like brown hair with kind of a bit of a reddish undertone. And they gave her this like short bob, this short red bob, and I actually don't like this makeover. I used to not mind it when I watched this, but I actually don't like this makeover. I like the red though. I do. But I think the bob is too short. I think it should have been a little bit longer. I think it should have been shoulder length, honestly. And then we have Denzel. Denzel has Denzel coming with just a regular, like, regular haircut with a mustache, and I think he talked about how he wasn't able to grow a beard or something like that. I think that was mentioned. He got like a shape up, and then first of all, I fucking hate this makeover photo. It's so goofy looking. Like, it's so goofy looking. I hate this makeover photo. But he got like a shape up and also a beard weave with which looked fucking awful. Like, literally looked so bad, and they ended up taking it off not too long after he got it. Makes sense. Okay, then we have Carrie. This is one that's really treacherous. Carrie came in with uh dark brown hair, um, which I think also kind of had a little bit of reddish undertone. Maybe it didn't. I'm misremembering, but I think it did. And they gave her bleach blonde hair and bleach brows. And this makeover is just so bad. It just doesn't work for Carrie. I think they should have gave her burgundy hair. Personally, I do not like this makeover, like at all. And it really did bring her down, like her confidence. 100% did, honestly. Now we have Cycle 22. So we have Lacey. She was in second place, and is wait, I'm pretty sure she was runner up. She came in with long brown hair, and I think her hair was fine the way it was, but she did kind of have that a basic look, because she's a white girl, blue eyes and brown hair. So they gave her a chic bowl cut, as they called it. And I actually do really like this makeover. I think this is what they were trying to do with Celicia, but it just didn't work because the cut was bad. But it definitely looked better on Lacey, 100%. I don't know if it's because Lacey in general fit that haircut better, or if I think is because they just cut it better, honestly. And I think Lacey should have won, personally. I think Lacey should have won. But anyways. So we have Courtney. I really like Courtney. I thought that she should have went farther than she did. It's sad that she's only 5'3", because if she was taller, oh, she would have done she would have definitely had way more of a chance in the modeling industry if she was taller. But she came in with like grown out like red hair. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you like bleach dark hair and it has that red color, it looks like that color, but it was grown out. And I actually think that it was fine, honestly. I think it was fine, honestly, but they gave her gray hair, but it wasn't really gray. It honestly looked more like brown, like ombre into like mint green, kind of. At least in the makeover photo, that's what it looks like. I honestly think that her original hair was fine the way that it was. I think they should have touched up her roots probably, and that it would have been great. I don't think she even really needed a makeover. I honestly thought her hair was fine the way that it was. But then we have Ava. Okay, this is a makeover that's also talked about a lot. It is really bad. Ava came in with long blonde hair. It isn't You can't see it in the makeover photo, but she had long blonde hair. She had like this kind of she talked about being a Christian. She had kind of like a hippie vibe. Like she looked like she came out of 2014 Coachella. Okay, she had flower crowns and shit like that. But they gave her this white trash ass mullet, bro. Like, and I understand that they were trying to make her look more edgy. I get it. It's one of those situations where you take a typical blonde white girl and they try to make her look more edgy, but it just didn't work. This mullet is awful. They should have did a different type of mullet. This one definitely didn't work. It looked a little better later on when she did a photo shoot, because they had like a dog photo shoot where they did with dog there in that photo shoot. The way it looked a little bit better there, but the initial cut is really really bad, and I think it is the worst makeover from the show. 100%. Yeah, so cycle I was gonna talk about cycle 3, but they had the bright idea of making the makeover photos black and white, which is really fucking stupid. Okay? It is. It's really dumb. Okay, if I were to talk, well, I guess I can talk about India. India came in with like light brown hair, and they gave her purple and pink hair, which it doesn't work for modeling, but she looked great with it. She looked great with it. She won that cycle. She looked great with it, but it's whatever. It didn't really elevate her in any way. I think it was whatever. I think she would have been fine on her own, honestly. But they probably wanted to go against the grain because she looked a lot like Gigi Hadid. That's probably why it was one of those situations. But anyways, cycle 24. Like I said, I haven't watched this cycle, but these are certain makeovers. Okay, so we have Christina. It looks like based off of this promo photo, she came in with like a black into purple ombre. Since recording this, I've actually gotten more into Cycle 24, and her hair actually wasn't that black to purple ombre. They had her in for the promo. I'm pretty sure that's just a wig. She actually came in with dark brown hair. I don't know why they put that wig on her. I don't know what I don't because the rest of the girls just had their regular hair for promo. I don't know why they put her in that wig, but she actually came in with dark brown hair, not that purple wig. Hair, which I think looks fine, but then they gave her black and green hair. I think this is also definitely one of the worst makeovers. Um, what were they thinking with this one? Like, what were they thinking? I think a long bob would have sufficed. I think that would have been fine. Um, this makeover photo is fucking terrible. Like this is a terrible makeover photo. Like what even is this? I don't I don't even understand. Like genuinely, what were they thinking with this? I don't get it. She didn't have better photos in this. This is what they went with. Like anyways, and then we have Liberty. She came in with typical blonde girl. She came in looking very basic, and then they gave her red hair, which I actually love. I think she looks really good with this red hair. I think it looks like it elevated her, and this is a great makeover photo too. Then we have Vega. They came in with like a shag cut. At least I think that's what this is, a kind of blonde shag cut, and then they gave them pink hair with like those with turf bangs, and it's just like, what were they thinking? And it's not even because the pink hair is bad. It's not even because of that. It's not because of the pink. It's I don't like the cut, and also I think their original hair was fine the way that it was. I think the original hair was fine. I don't think they even needed a makeover. I think it, and also I think if they were gonna color it, I think the haircut is great. I don't think that haircut should have changed. But if they were gonna color it, I think they could have went red, maybe a strawberry blonde. I think that would have looked great. But this makeover is not good. Like I don't like it at all. You know what I'm saying? But that's the last one. So that's my me going over um all the ANTM makeovers that I would like to talk about. That I wanted to talk about. I think that I think majority because some makeovers that happened that they did weren't really much makeover. Like they had many makeovers that where they didn't do much and it basically looked the same. Because some girls really did come in just being fine the way they are. And when it comes to real modeling, you do have to have hair that's more versatile. You know what I mean? You have to have something that's more versatile, something that you can actually work with. You know, so like I said, a lot of these makeovers don't work for modeling, but some of them I do still love, even with that. And some of them were awful, like Brenda's, like Ava's, like fucking Denzel's with that stupid ass beard weave. Um, but American Next Top Model has always been like it's one of those shows that's like a core thing for me because I grew up watching this and I absolutely love this show, man. When I was little, I really did. I loved this show. It's one of those things that I can talk about all. I can go on and on about this show. But I probably will do a video on like my favorite photo shoots because when I look at like cycles that I love, when I think about favorite cycle, like for example like cycle 13, usually I'm thinking majority it comes from the photo shoots. If I love the photo shoots, if it has great photo shoots, usually that's my focus when I'm talking about cycles I love. That's why cycle 13, cycle 11, and like cycle 16 are like my favorites because they're really good cycles. They had really good photo shoots. Um, Especially cycle 13 because the scarf photo shoot was major, like Miss J would say, was major. But yeah, so that's it for my video. Thank you for watching.